What's up, everybody? So I'm back with another episode of Muay Diaz Combat Pubcast. Just coming off the previous video I just did over the UFC London weigh-ins and the Ryan Garcia, Jose Benavidez Jr. beef. They got hashed, or however you want to play it, or however you want to look at it. Let me know in the comments. But I want to go over the betting lines for UFC London. So I made all my picks yesterday in the video that I did of the UFC London rundown. But now I'm looking at all the betting lines. And for the most part, all my picks are going to stay the same. I might add in a little over-under or a knockout submission. I think there's only 2 picks, maybe 1 fight that I've actually, after the betting lines came out, that I'm possibly thinking about going the other way. All right, so let's start. So the main event, Movsar Evloev, ranked number 1 at 145, taking on Lerone Murphy, ranked number 3. Movsar Evloev opens at minus 238 versus Lerone Murphy plus 195. Everybody is saying push hard on Lerone Murphy in the money line, which is plus 195. I thought Movsar Evloev was going to win outright, and I still think I'm going to take Movsar to win this fight. I really like Lerone Murphy. He definitely has a chance to win this fight. He can win it either by knockout or he can win it by decision. I don't know if his takedown defense is good enough. That's the thing that's going to tell the story of this fight. If he can stuff takedowns early and let Movsar know that you're not going to just take me down and have your way with me. If he can stuff takedowns early, sprawl hard, stuff the head, stay off the fence, make Movsar work in space. Don't get up against the fence and let his job get easier. Once these guys, especially the Russians, once they get, whether they're, Movsar, Piotr Yan does a great job against the fence, all of the Dagestani guys, once they get you up against the fence, you make their job so much easier because now they can start working inside trips off single legs, body locks, outside trips going that way, run the pipe this way, knee tap, go the other way. They just have so many more options. Make them work in space. If Lerone Murphy can keep the center of the octagon and force Movsar Evloev to take shots in the center of the octagon, it's going to make his life a lot easier and Movsar's a lot harder. So if Lerone Murphy can keep this fight in the center of the octagon, stay off the fence, I think he can win this fight. But if he can't, if we see in that first round where Movsar is coming across, cutting the distance down and cutting off the octagon and not letting Lerone Murphy use his footwork to stay around the fence line and inside that black line, he's going to get taken down. Especially if he gets put up against that fence, he's going to have a hard time. Fuck. I really want to go Lerone Murphy on this fight. But I think Movsar Evloev is still going to win at a minus 238. And I think it's going to go over. The over is minus 315. The under is plus 230. I'm still going to go Movsar Evloev on this fight. But I really hope Lerone Murphy proves me wrong. I really want Lerone Murphy to win. I think it's a much better fight. If he wins this fight, I think Murphy versus Volkanovski is a much better fight than Movsar versus Volkanovski. But if Movsar does get the win, if it's a unanimous decision, I can see him getting jumped by Jean Silva, who I cannot fucking stand. But this is the Paramount era. He will get jumped. They will not give Movsar the fight if he wins a decision against Lerone Murphy. But I still think he's going to win, even though I hope Lerone Murphy really does win. I hope to God that he wins. I really want Lerone Murphy to win. The co-main event, Luke Riley opens at minus 192 versus Michael Aswell Jr. at plus 160. I picked Luke Riley to win. I still like him in this fight as the favorite. Michael Aswell Jr. had a really good finish the last fight against Lucas Almeida. But I think Luke Riley, coming out of that Paddy the Baddy camp in Liverpool, the Scousers, I think they're going to get it done. They're going to get it done. So Luke Riley for the win. Michael Venom Page, ranked number 13 at the welterweight division, especially, I have no fucking idea why he went down to 170. With all the movement at 170, with Islam being the champ, You have Ian Machado Gary saying that he's the #1 contender. The possibility of Ilia Topuria coming up to 170. You still have former champ Bilal is in the running. You have Michael Morales is in the running. You have Carlos Prates is in the running. He's fighting Jack Della Maddalena, who's also, if he gets a big finish against Carlos Prates, is right back in the #1 or 2 slot. With all those moving parts, why would Michael Venom Page go back down to 170 when he's shown that he has great success at 185? He beat a former title challenger in Jared Cannonier, the Gorilla, or what was it? Yeah, the Gorilla, or no, what's he call himself? I can't remember. The Killer Gorilla, Jared Cannonier, and then he beat Shara Bullet before that, and then he had it was a unanimous decision loss. But I thought it was a close fight against Ian Machado Gary. But before that, he should have stayed at 185. There's so much more movement to move around at 85, even though nobody really wants to take on Khamzat Chimaev at middleweight. I think that's a bad matchup for Michael Venom Page. But still, the way that Khamzat is talking, he ain't gonna be at middleweight for much longer. He'll probably defend against Strickland, maybe one more time, and then he's gonna move up to 205. If MVP stayed at middleweight, he could get another good fight, couple good fights in there, possibly like I was going to say Paulo Costa, but Paulo Costa just moved up to 205, and I was going to say Robert Whittaker, but Robert Whittaker just moved up to 205. You got Hobocop is there. You got, Edmavov is there. I mean, there's good fights. You got Kyle Bohadio is there. I mean, those are better fights suited to his style than going back to 170 and have to try to work his way through that murderer's row that is the welterweight division. But I got off track. I'm sorry, guys. I just love the sport so much. I go on tangents. He's minus 192 versus Sam Patterson, who's a plus 160. Sam Patterson has 3 finishes in his last 3 fights, a submission and 2 KOs, but they're against lesser opponents. Trey Waters, Danny Barlow, Kiefer Crosby, submission, knockout. He's plus 160. I think Michael Venom Page wins and possibly wins by knockout. If Sam Patterson tries to close that distance and gets frustrated and impatient with the movement and the distance of Michael Venom Page, if he tries to rush in, he will get clipped. He will get finished. If he stays on the outside, he loses a unanimous decision. Iwa Baranuski is a minus 625. Holy shit. I picked him. I didn't see the odds when I picked. Austin Lane is a plus 425. I'm staying with that pick, Iwa Baranuski, and you could probably go by knockout. And if you pick Iwa Baranuski by knockout, let's see. He is Iwa Baranuski by knockout is a minus 250. So he is favorite to win by knockout. So you either bet him outright at minus 625, or you bet him by knockout at minus 250, or you take the over/under 1.5 rounds. It's a 3-round fight. The over is plus 250. The under is minus 345. Maybe you sneak the over and he lands a knockout blow at 232 in the second round, and you get paid. Iwa Baranuski loves to go to war. Austin Lane, he's coming down. Oh no, it is a 205. He's coming down from heavyweight, so he might. Oh shit, man! If he's getting finished at heavyweight, maybe he might be a little bit more durable at 205. But cutting weight never serves for you to be more durable. I mean, you're always more durable at the heavier weight. So I think this is a lose-lose for Austin Lane. I'm taking Iwa Baranuski to win outright, possibly by KO, possibly even the under. So I'm going with Iwa Baranuski. Roman Dolidze. So this is the fight where I had a change of heart. I thought Roman Dolidze, coming off the submission loss to Fluffy Hernandez, would come back stronger, harder. But before that, he had a unanimous decision win against Marvin Vettori, who, I hate to say it, the Italian, he's past his best days. I really, truly believe he's past his best days. He's gone through a lot of personal struggles. He lost his brother not too long ago. And then I'm like, well, he beat Kevin Holland, KO, TKO. I just rewatched the fight. Kevin Holland, they had to stop the fight between rounds because he popped a rib out in a scramble. He was kind of like in a stacked position, which means he was on his back, his legs were up, but he went underside, hooked the inside of Roman Dolidze's leg, and he tried to sweep him over the top. But when he went to sweep him over the top, he extended his abdomen out to try to get some more force to get him over. Dolidze didn't go all the way over and gave him resistance. And when he did that, Kevin Holland's rib popped out. You could see it on the replay. He's underneath, and he grabs with his other arm and holds it right away. It was the end of the round. He comes to the corner. He can't continue. Thank God his cornerman stopped the fight. Bob Perez, who is a fucking legend, stops the fight. Doesn't make his fighter decide whether he wants to go or not, because as fighters, we're never going to say we don't want to go. We're always going to go, even if it's a detriment to ourselves. So good job on Bob Perez. Stops the fight, saves his own fighter, but it was due to an injury in that scramble. So I'm over here thinking, for whatever reason, I'm thinking Dolidze gets him out of there. No, it wasn't. It was an injury. So he's a plus 340. Christian Leroy Duncan is a minus 440. I'm going to lead Leroy Duncan, but I'm going to lead Leroy Duncan by knockout, TKO, KO, or DQ, I believe is the picks. Christian Leroy Duncan by KO, TKO, DQ is plus 130. That's the most value you're going to get. Most value you're going to get on this fight, seeing how he is such a big favorite at minus 440. And the over/under is 2.5. The over is minus 240. The under is plus 110. You could probably take the under if you want more value, or if you want to take it a little bit safer, go the over and the knockout. I mean, that's not a bad bet right there. But that's probably the only fight on the entire card that I had already picked previously, where after seeing the betting lines, I changed my pick. Christian Leroy Duncan. I think he's going to get it done over Roman Dolidze. The next fight down, Curtis Campbell, the Englishman, taking on Danny Silva. I had picked Danny Silva on this fight. He has more experience. This is Curtis Campbell's debut in the UFC, and he comes out as a favorite at minus 245 against Danny Silva plus 200. I'm still going to ride with Danny Silva on this one. He's a plus 200. That's big bang value. I think he gets the job done against Curtis Campbell. The over-under is 2.5 rounds. It's a 3-round fight. The over is minus 210. The under is plus 160. If you want to pick Curtis Campbell to win by KO, it's plus 400. Danny Silva to win by KO is plus 700. And decision is plus 110 for Curtis Campbell, plus 400 for Danny Silva. If you're like me, you think Danny Silva's going to win. He's a tough dude. Curtis Campbell is really tough. I'd probably go Danny Silva to win outright, plus 200, and decision, plus 400. That's big money right there. That's big money at a great value. I like Danny Silva. And I'm not just picking him because he's a Mexican-American. He's 2-1 in his last 3. They're quality wins. This is Curtis Campbell's debut in the UFC, in your home country. The pressure, the amount of eyeballs on you, it takes a lot out of you. I mean, and he's on the main card in your UFC debut. Absolutely insane. So I'm going to go with Danny Silva on this one. The main card on the prelims, Mason Jones versus Axel Sola. I picked Axel Sola after his performance, his debut performance in Paris. He fought, he won, it was a knockout, and it was at welterweight. I didn't know his natural weight was 155. He made his debut up a weight class on possible short notice and got a finish on his debut in the UFC in his hometown in Paris. He's taking on Mason Jones. He's got a few fights in the UFC. He's a tough dude. He's got quality wins. He's the favorite at minus 148. And Axel Sola is plus 124. I know Mason Jones. He's a Welshman. He's gonna be hyped up. He's in the UK. He's gonna be surrounded by a bunch of followers and supporters. I'm still gonna ride with the Frenchman on this one. Axel Sola for the win, even possibly by knockout. The knockout for Axel Sola to win is plus 500. To win by decision is plus 225. If he doesn't get the knockout, I think he still wins the decision. It's not going to be an easy fight, believe me. It could be a split decision. Mason Jones is a tough motherfucker, but I think Axel Sola, what I saw with him in Paris on his debut, up a weight class, he's going to be hard to beat. I'm going to take Axel Sola on this one. The next one down, my man, Nathaniel Wood versus Losina Kite. I just watched all of Losina Kite's fights on the regional scene. This is his UFC debut. He's from Belgium. He's Belgian from via Africa. He had some really good stoppages against lesser opponents. He swings very wide. He's explosive, but he doesn't really have any technical ability that I can see. He has a big choppy overhand right. He throws big kicks. He does go to the body. That's one thing that I did see in his last 2 fights. He's a double champion on the regional scene. I believe it was like seven octagon fighting champ, some shit like that. He does go to the body well. He is strong. He's powerful. He will fight against a lot of takedowns. I have never seen him getting taken down in the last 2 fights that I saw in this regional scene. Great takedown defense. But Nathaniel Wood is so sharp and precise. I watched his last 3 fights and then went back and watched the 2 fights before that. He's 10-3 in the UFC. Nathaniel Wood is absolute money. I've never lost betting on Nathaniel Wood. I won the last 4 fights with Nathaniel Wood. I'm not going to turn around now. I think Nathaniel Wood not only wins, he is the underdog at plus 220, taking on Losina Kite, making his UFC debut at minus 270. I'm taking Nathaniel Wood to win, money line straight up, plus 220, and possibly even knockout. The way that Losina Kite fights, he rushes in, blitzes in with big overhands, big left hands. When you watch Nathaniel Wood, he stays nice and tight in the pocket. He'll slide in, he'll slide out. Once they brush in and blitz in, short right hands inside and short left hooks inside. What my coach always told me, A to B always wins against A to C. A to B, straight down the pipe, always beats A to C in the hook. I'm taking Nathaniel Wood to win outright at plus 225. And I will possibly even put a prop bet Nathaniel Wood by knockout, TKO, DQ, because that's how they have it, but I don't think he's going to get DQ'd. But TKO, KO, DQ for Nathaniel Wood is plus 1,000, guys. Plus 1,000. Not to mention, Nathaniel Wood has a dirty grappling game. Once he gets this fight to the mat, if he can, which is a big if, because Kite has great takedown defense. I saw him win already 3 fights in the UFC by submission that I just recently watched. 2 rear naked chokes, 1 Darce choke. If you give him any opportunity, Nathaniel Wood is not afraid to jump on the submission. And he has threats with the hands. His Muay Thai is so clean. Maybe I'm just falling in love with the guy because his technique is so good. And I really like to root for him because he's won me so much money in the past. I'm going Nathaniel Wood against Losina Kite in this fight. Louis Sutherland versus Brando Pericic. Louis Sutherland, I picked him to win. He's opening at a plus 205. Brando Pericic at a minus 250. They're heavyweights, guys. Anything can happen in this fight. Both guys are unranked. I have only seen Louis Sutherland fight once. He got heel hooked by Walter Walker. Brando Pericic, I've never seen him fight. I'm still going to ride with Louis Sutherland on this one. What's the worst that can happen? They're heavyweights. Somebody gets knocked out. If you want to bet knockouts, if you want to bet that this fight just ends in a knockout, it's minus 225. So they are planning on someone getting knocked out. Pericic to win by knockout, plus 100. Louis Sutherland to win by knockout, plus 330. Take your pick, guys. Honestly, this is a coin flip. I like Louis Sutherland, but it's because he's English. He's in England for this fight. Brandon Pericic is on the road from Australia. I'm going to go with the hometown boy. Even if he is an underdog, give me Louis Sutherland for the win, possibly even a knockout. Mantes Cordovicius versus Antonio Tricoli, the biggest favorite on the card. Oh, second biggest, sorry. Mantes is minus 800. Antonio Tricoli is plus 550. Go Mantes. The over-under is 1.5 rounds in a 3-round fight. Plus 190 is the over. Under 1.5 is minus 250. I'd probably stay away from it, but hell, you could probably just go Mantes Cordovicius to add on your parlay since he's such a huge favorite. Next fight down, Mario Pinto. I picked him to win. He opens as the biggest favorite at minus 900 against Felipe Franco. I would go Mario Pinto under knockout. So the under is minus 175, 1.5 rounds. And the knockout For Mario Pinto, shit, he's a minus 200. They're planning on him to knock this motherfucker out. I would stay away from the fight. Put it on your parlays, whatever you got to do. But Mario Pinto will win. I believe that's an easy bet if you want to put it on your parlay. Mario Pinto for the win, possibly even a knockout. Next fight down, Shamrock. After coming off the loss, it was a unanimous decision loss in his last fight in Qatar. He opens at minus 125, taking on Abdul Karim Al-Sawadi, plus 105, Shamrock to win. The over-under is 2.5 rounds in a 3-round fight. Over is minus 140, the under is plus 110. I probably go Shamrock in the under. And then the last fight, Chanel Dare taking on Javina Oliveira. Oliveira comes over half a pound over at the weigh-ins this morning. She's a plus 380. Chanel Dyer coming off the Contender Series. This is her UFC debut. She's a minus 500. The over-under is 2.5 rounds. It's a 3-round bout. The over is minus 270. The under is plus 200. I'm going to go Chanel Dyer to win. The outright is minus 500. So it's kind of wide, man. These betting lines are not being too good for us, man. This is what we love to do. We love to bet fights. They're not making it easy. Parlay Chanel Dyer. Possibly take the under at plus 200. Man, the knockout for Chanel Dyer is plus 300. I don't know if these girls have the knockout power to put each other's lights out, but it should be a good fight for as long as it lasts. I could see Chanel Dyer winning this fight very easily, especially with Javina Oliveira missing weight, and she's already getting 20% of her purse. Go out there, beat the brakes on her. Send that Brazilian home broke with 20% less than she was going to get. Let's go, baby. As fight fans, of course we love the fights, but what do we love more? Betting on the fights. That's what we do. That's why we love the game. That's why we love combat sports. I cannot wait for tomorrow. Early start, 3 o'clock for the prelims. I believe the main card starts at 6 or 7 o'clock Central Time here in Texas. I cannot wait. So put your bets in. I use DraftKings. So that's the little rundown for today. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the bell so you get all the notifications. Drink pints, watch fights. See you guys on the next one. Peace.